See, there's still somebody hooked to my account on my phone because my battery, where it would just be 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bars, now it's actually giving me a number. Shouldn't have a number. They had a percentage underneath of the battery, but now on the battery itself it has a number. That number wasn't there before. So, all this is getting old. I bet with a 90-95% accuracy I could pass a polygraph. So, any lawyers out there or any private detectives that see this and, want to give me a polygraph, feel free. Because I'm open to take it. Because this program, it's hell on earth. It's highly illegal and unethical. Especially when you don't get your privacy, like when you go to the bathroom per se, or when you go to bed at night. When you don't get certain privacies that a human being should have or get, you start to get a little pissy. Still rolls off your back because you can humiliate the person as much as you want. You stand in front of God and he's going to humiliate you. So it kind of doesn't matter. It's kind of like a squared up thing there, only one's worse than the other by far. So, now I haven't smoked since a cigarette, or a black and mild I should say, since Saturday. It's Monday. Because when I went to confession, I had made a promise that I wouldn't smoke no more. Because it was unclean. And I haven't. And I won't. So I don't know why people want to ask you while you're out. Oh, hey, you got a lighter? You got extra cigarette? And get the hell out of here with that. So, I mean, I'm pretty much fed up. No privacy. I got people here using EMF broadcasting headsets for which are highly illegal. I bet they break FCC rules, human rights violations, HIPAA violations, privacy violations. I mean, I'm over the top done with stuff, like I bet if Trump found out that mayors and councilmen and whatever, or departments and whatever, were wasting so much money on harassing Americans, I wonder if he'd actually flip a nut. He probably could have had his border wall up. I'm not the only American that gets harassed. No. There's a couple from my state alone. That's just my state when you Google it. You can Google other states also. And the people that take part, oh Lord, I feel sorry when they gotta stand before the Lord. Because they sure haven't read the Bible. They sure do not know what it says. But they will when they're standing for that brief second before they hit their knees in front of the Lord. They'll wish that they had read it. They're going to wish they had, acted differently. But it'll be too late. See, yet again, Saturday, church. I kept it holy. I do seem to notice that there are a lot of people that get up either right before the sacrament, communion, whatever you want to call it, Eucharist, whatever, and just leave, or somewhere, give or take around that time period, they leave, like, it's a normal thing. It's not. What were you in church for if, you weren't going to go all the way with, I don't know. I don't get that. But yeah, the gang stalking program. It's run by the local police departments, fire departments, NSA, Neighborhood Watch. And then anybody that they can either bully to get on board, bribe to get on board, or scare out of their shell to get on board. For which, in the long run, when they, when those people get to heaven, they're going to be like, well, I wish I was a different person too, but it'd be way too late down the road for them. God says not everyone will get into heaven. That's a given. So, but yeah, I'm like, I'm done tasting puke. I was knocked out again this morning. It couldn't have been because I was tired, because I was up at 5 o'clock. And I dozed until, 5:40, give or take, while I was being pelted. And then I got up and started my day. And then while I was getting ready to, watching some YouTube videos, and I was waiting to get my daughter up to get her ready for school, somehow I mysteriously fell asleep. Don't even remember the last thought in my head before I fell asleep. Just fell asleep. Yeah, that's not normal. It almost sounds like it was controlled. So, I've had enough. I've hit that line so hard it's not even funny. All these people are gang stalkers. God only knows how many of them have EMF headsets. I know that there's one or two on the next street. Probably that one, that one, that one, and that one. Oh, and two here. I've had enough. When you take money and you want to call it rent, board, whatever, with that comes responsibilities. So, it really doesn't matter, it really has responsibilities, like if you accept money from someone, no one else pays you money, and you accept money from someone. Yep. You accept money from someone, and then that person doesn't get to sleep peacefully, or they don't get to the peace and quiet or a decent amount of rest, knowing that they got to get up in the morning and deal with children. That's scummy. That's just scummy. Now I'm missing both my earrings that I bought at the beginning of the year when I bought my daughters theirs. Both. Because the first one that came out wasn't enough. I had to take the other one out so that way I can put in another pair. And that one disappeared. I've had enough with my stuff disappearing. I've had enough with people not being able to stay out of my stuff. So, the broadcasting equipment, I'd get back to whatever, place it came from, NSA, police departments, wherever the EMF broadcasting headsets came from, I'd give them shits back. I mean, if it was on Vice News and it was on a couple other things, and Trey Gowdy was talking about it with Comey, with FISA, disseminating information illegally, it's a felony, 10 years and $10,000 fine. Eventually, enough people are going to band together that are victims of this program, and there's going to be massive lawsuits. All it takes is, what, a dozen of us to be polygraphed and, polygraph tested, whatever you want to call it, and, for us to pass them. "15 months is way too long." And now I'm to the point to where I'd rather take a polygraph sitting in front of Congress, because I wouldn't want the next person to have to deal with this. It's just horrible. So for all those who took the Happy Meal toys, you know, the gift cards, the cars, the yard work, the housework, whatever, wait till you get to heaven and see if that shit was worth it. Pardon my language, Heavenly Father. See if it was worth it. Right now you might be thinking, oh, he's screwed, he's screwed, he's screwed, his head's all messed up, we're getting to him, we're getting to him. Wait till you get to heaven and think that you're going to stay. The Lord's going to spit you up and say, begone, sons or daughter of iniquity. I do not know you. God bless. Have a good day. I guess you could call me fed up at this point.